feel like within the series, I had the pleasure of being able to see 4 of the episodes. That trust is a big issue. Who to trust, especially when dealing with Bill Borg. And motives. So, who do you trust? And like, who does your character trust?
Herself, and not even herself, I'm sure. She has a very complicated relationship with her mother that I'm not going to go into, but that totally explains for me how she can not trust anyone after that. And I think, she doesn't trust anyone, really. She trusts her instincts maybe sometimes, and more throughout the season, but initially she doesn't even trust herself because she doesn't, she's like, am I crazy? Am I not crazy? Am I dreaming this? What is reality?
And what is a faceless man to you?
Anyone. For Tess right now, like throughout the season, it's and at the beginning, it's just a very strange, unidentified person that wants something that she doesn't identify and is not comfortable with and has to run away from. That's the only thing that she has. Little by little, she learns who they are. So. Very cool.
So it's faceless men.
It's faceless men, yes.
It's good to know.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Faceless men. Not women. Interesting.
Maybe a spoiler. So, all these characters are really interesting, and it's one of the great things about USA network shows is they've always been character-driven shows. You have a very strange relationship with your mom, and also I feel like a psychiatrist that's on the show.
Yeah.
So, can you talk to us a little bit about those?
I played Taka, who's a detective on the NYPD force, and he's a very kind of loner kind of character. And these two characters, in the course of the show, my mother and Sabine, who's the psychiatrist, force me into an uncomfortable kind of area that I never tackled in my life, which is having human connectivity. And they call me the hunch on the show. I always do everything by myself, and I always have these weird thoughts. And as I start finding pieces of these people entering my dream, my mother and the psychiatrist, it leads me to get clues to help me in a regular case. But it weirdly connects me into having to be human and feel things, and which I'm so used to as the character to just hiding.
Are your dreams influencing your character's real life?
Yeah, and I think that's between Burton, Tess, and Taka, each character starts finding pieces that lead them to a certain place in the real world, and then slowly we will see that these 3 characters start intersecting in the real world and in the dream world. But it's not as complicated as it sounds. A lot of times, people have asked, it seems like there's so much there is in terms of the normal drama of great cable television, is that you just can't be on your phone watching the show because there's so many clues. But in terms of, are you confused when we're in dreams and when we're not? It's as you get into episode 2, 3, 4, it becomes very clear and distinct.
Who is the little boy to you?
That.
Are you allowed to answer?
Not so much, because, but it weirdly, without giving any spoilers away, it's someone that comes into, as you see in the pilot, into the real world, and it's one of those things that will connect all 3 of us. But as an actor, it's not so much written in the show that when I first meet the boy in the pilot, it was the first boy. It was the first thing, the first person that I connected with, and it's like I get him, and he gets me.
And I'm curious, for this series in particular, do you film in succession, or do you film the episodes like episode 1, episode 4, episode 7?
Well, I mean, that's been the difficulty of doing a show like this. It's like they call it cross-boarding, where we'll shoot 2 episodes at the same time. So we'll do, say, like episode 2 and 3 at the same time, and it'll take, you know, over like a little over 2 weeks to shoot. So you have to like, you'll be doing a scene in 1 minute from episode 3, and then you change your clothes and go do one from 2. And that's the tricky part, is how do you make sure that the arc stays fresh, because you're not doing them in succession a lot of the months when you're shooting.
I think